Okay, yeah. And I just put a head count just now. We have about 30 of us in 20 here, and we have about 40 online joining us. Very happy to see some of our solution providers.
Yeah.
They're also with us, and I think from yeah, I think it's good if you get on the camera so that we can see all your beautiful faces. If you want us to see your beautiful faces, can you hear me first, please? Okay, so Nicholas is there, right from Sarawak,
Okay.
and then
Nicholas is there.
yeah, Ruki, and then yeah, we have
Oh, Dr. Eri. Dr. Eri. Hi.
from Indonesia.
Yeah.
And then
Indonesia.
we have the others. Patrick also he also runs the social enterprise.
Yes.
And then we have Sarala, who is from Pahang. We have Faisal. Faisal, I want to say hello. Yeah, he's also one of our solution provider.
Yeah.
Impact solution, also.
Yeah.
A lot of environment protect. And over here we have Nisha with us. And Nisha Haris Hafiz from Westcom. So there's also another solution, a social enterprise. We can all share the experiences later, lessons, and on. Okay, so welcome once again, and the time we want to have time of interaction, and I'm sure you have heard discussion, you have heard the session, well presented on social enterprise and also on SSE. And earlier, our boss had already said, prepare your question. I'm sure I want to do like each table really want to do questions. So starting from that table, over there, the one that is looking at me, Debbie is looking at me. Okay, any questions from the first table?
Ada,
Okay, start from here. All right, okay.
My question is in terms of SSE and social entrepreneurship. How does this labor organizations and unions and also socialist organizations see this as a future opportunity for their kind of labor for looking estates and also school prisons? Today, really taking up this SSE idea of in terms of making their members as social entrepreneurs or even socialist organizations.
Thank you for the question, because you see, many of these laborers are working in the informal sector. Yeah? And the informal sector, informal economy, comprise at least 2/3, of the economy in developing countries. Yeah? And because of the informal economy, when we had a financial crisis in the mid-1990s, we did not sink very deeply, compared to the West, because they're all formal, Also, what happened in pandemic, when the people from the formal organizations or the formal sector lost their job, which economy captured them? Is the informal economy. Yeah. So in other words, informal economy is very important. Yeah. How do the workers in the informal economy feature in the SSE? When they are organized, yeah, they are much part of the economy. Yeah. Now, the focus of ILO and the UN is the transition of the people of the informal economy to the formal economy. How? By organizing, these organizations and registering. Yeah. Because when they register, yeah, then as association, maybe cooperative, maybe foundation or association, even NGO, they just register. Then they have a legal personality. When they have a legal personality, they can transact with the bank. Yeah, they have already a personality with which to transact with the formal sector. Now, I have worked in India, Indonesia, Thailand, on self-help groups. The job that I did before was to motivate the self-help groups to put money in the bank. and then be recognized as an organization. And then I convinced the Reserve Bank of India to recognize the self-help groups so that they can put up a account in the bank. You know, now there are hundreds of millions of self-help groups that have set up the finance institutions. So in other words, just to summarize what I'm trying to say, very important that they organize themselves, and then they undertake, activities that contribute to the welfare of their members. In the Philippines, for example, and maybe even here, I noticed in the airport you have this Asia Pro, the wheelchair. Asia Pro is a cooperative. There's now a new type of cooperative where the cooperative workers, they are the ones, who supply the workers. My wife stayed in a hotel, and all the employees in the hotel are members of the cooperative. The supply, yeah. This is a new phenomenon, no? New phenomenon. Because what happens is that if you are selling yourself, working as a worker, and then you engage with the company, you don't have much power. Yeah. But if you are organized, you can negotiate with the company and say, okay, we supply you. Yeah. We supply you. These are the terms and conditions. So thank you for that question. Yes, they are very much part. And in the Philippines, we are proposing a this policy, yeah, in order to recognize the workers in the informal sector. Will it be enactment of a policy to recognize the informal workers in the workers in the informal economy?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think well, you have mentioned on this formal and informal sector, but we have that major concern over in Malaysia because we have very informal sectors, but actually they are contributing a lot to the economy, but that is not that they are not recognized.
Yes.
So even in our circle that we are working with, coming back to our projects that we are doing to IT, is that we have 96 solution providers.
Okay.
And they all are grassroots based organizations. And we have almost conducted, still on the process of completing 230 over projects.
Yes.
And so there's a mass movement on the ground.
Yes.
So we're also looking at ways how we can empower them, form them, form
Yes.
them, push them.
Yes.
So probably Dr. Van can give us some direction, some ideas, how we could actually organize to strengthen this group. Now, we have been dealing with us in 2020.
Yes.
So now it's very soon we move to 2023. So now the one that is with us since 2020. So now we are already talking about enterprise cooperative, but we do not want to fall into the danger that we did say that becoming as a capital movement.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
social enterprise actually should have the values, the ethics of the attesting model.
Yes.
But how best actually we can prepare that from now. So maybe some talk to me, but this is an interval question, but this is not some ideas about more, right?
Yeah. There are a lot of case studies actually. So we can, I mean, in your academy, we can bring out these case studies,
Yeah.
because there's so many types of informal workers, in different sectors. Yeah. So the solutions might differ. For example, informal sector in the sugar cane, they have different problems. Yeah. Informal sector in the urban economy, yeah, they have also different problems. But anyway, this is a good topic, that can be addressed.
Yes, correct. Okay, open for question.
Yeah.
I have the question. Mostly when we go in the grassroots, mostly SME, we cannot generate income much more to operating their business. How we can educate the SME owners, enterprise to aware from solidarity economy to contribute to community.
Thank you for the question. You see, the small and micro enterprises, they have two basic problems, two sides of of the same coin, financing and market. Yeah. Wherever you go, with the Philippines or Malaysia, finance and market. Yeah. Now, when they want to market their goods, they need money. Why? Because you see, a small micro enterprise is something like this. I interviewed a micro entrepreneur in Nepal. Yeah, her capital is only 250 rupees, and then he makes money 200 rupees per day. How much is the return? Capital is 250, then income is 250. How much is the return in percentage? 250 over 250 is what? Huh? 100%, right? Profit is 100% per day. This is the micro. Huh? Do you know that? Because, for example, you buy banana, no? A micro entrepreneur will buy one banana, maybe 1 rupee, and she will one ringgit, and she will sell it 2 ringgit. 100%. Yeah, 100% return. This is basic, if you understand, because I had done my research. So, she has a, assistant, a boy with a bicycle, and then another bunch of vegetables being sold. So I told her, I'd like to invest 250 rupees to your enterprise, because you are very good, 100% per day. You only give me one rupee, per day return, So I get 100% in 1 year. She gets 100% 1 day per day. She thought about it, very long. Then after a while, she told to an interpreter, I cannot accept your investment. Why? Because she's thinking laterally. She was thinking, if she doubles her capital, she will hire another boy who will need another bicycle and headache for her to manage this, This is the mindset of the micro and small. It is not, immediate that you can tell them, hey, you expand your enterprise, because the constraint might be management. Yeah. In fact, that is the constraint, the management. Yeah. So, how is this solved or addressed? They cannot address this problem because they have not gone to school. Somebody else has to do it for them. Yeah. So, I will tell you what my company, another company I'm involved as a board member, it's involved in organic farming. Yeah. So, what our company did was talk to the farmers. Yeah? And then, let's say the market share is 100%, 100 units. Then we talk to each one of them. How many of these units can you produce? So I said, okay, I will produce 2. Okay, you will get 2 out of this 100. How about you, Panit? I will get 5. Yeah? So we did it like that. And whenever our company expands, the retail, so we are professionals, they do not have equity in our capital. Their control is the market. Yeah. Every time we expand the market, we ask them, how many can you contribute? Then we'll say, what's your name again? Huh? Nick. Nick will say, oh, I'd like to expand to 2, but I have only 1 hectare farm. How can? But you have neighbor, right? Yes, I have neighbor. You talk to your neighbor. Yeah. And you tell him, what you are doing, and we give you a commission. Yeah. You become the trainer. Yeah. So we expand like that. We expand like that. In other words, the solution is you cannot train people in the rural areas to become managers. There has to be professional who will do that. They are the ones, the professional will be the ones to take care of these two things, finance and market. They can only produce. This is the reality. This reality. So if we are dealing with small and micro enterprise, you know, it's futile if you train them. Yeah. Train them about financing, marketing. They cannot understand that. They can only understand if you tell how many you can produce. Yeah. You say, okay, I can produce this much, but if you tell me to produce 100% more, I cannot because I have only 1 hectare farm. But can you talk to your neighbor? Then you tell your neighbor, hey, join, you know, and we'll market, we'll finance everything. Yeah, technology will give it to you. This is the solution. Yeah, we came to the solution because we ourselves cannot train. You know, go to the road area and train them. You know, but the person there who knows the product, who knows how to do it, he can train. Yeah, he can train. So that is the solution that we done. It's not easy, yeah, because at first our company trained 350 people, yeah, and then out of that only 50 remained, yeah. The others eventually left, yeah. So what we did was this one who was left, we told them, okay, you be the one to coordinate the others, you know. So this is how you do it. You have this group of people who are really very good, but you must have a professional group of people who will handle finance and marketing. Our colleague Kon Onsin did that, you know, with the Orang Asli, yeah, and he was very successful, yeah, because the Orang Asli cannot do, yeah, they don't know. So to summarize, if we want to help the micro and small enterprises, yeah, there must be some professionals, you know, maybe a social entrepreneur who could go there, yeah, and you introduce them to the social entrepreneur, and then that social entrepreneur will be the ones to solve about management problem, where to get the finance, where to sell the market, and so forth and so on, yeah, because the producer will only think of production, nothing more. This is the reality. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. So, yeah, so special enterprise actually has a big role to play. And if we include the element of the SEC, so it really makes it what Dr. Ben earlier said, solidarity, together supporting each other, training, sharing of resources, helping someone and building the economy together. So that's very good. I want to open the question, those who are on the other side, online with us. Any questions from Nicholas, from Puneet, Faisal, even Dr. Ellie, you have any comments? You want to provide some input? Do so.
Yes, okay.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. It's very, I'm very happy to see that Benjamin discuss, so motivate and encourage with the SSA in Malaysia. I have just attended the ICA conference in Asia Pacific that held in Bandung. Yeah, so what interesting is that they attended by many organizations such as SIWA. This is the youth organizations on women cooperative in India and so on. And then what I want to say, Ben, and in many countries that SSA is unknown or not familiar. And the cooperative is more easily recognized, yeah. So, and we are actually the SSE and the cooperative has the same values actually, yeah. So, how do you think the strategic that we can do? So that means these two movements with the almost same values can work together in promoting the policy. So if you have any idea or any thought what we can do together, because I'm sure that a lot of cooperative in Malaysia as well, but they do not know the SSE, and SSE enterprises and the cooperative actually working in the same value. So we would like to make an effective movement, both of this movement. So this is my questions to you, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Eri. The solution really is simple because like in Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand, when we had this meeting in ESCAP, they did not recognize that cooperatives, could also be a social enterprise. It's actually recognition. The first thing is to recognize there's so many cooperatives. Now, what can SDG Academy do? Well, go there and use this methodology. Cooperatives, what are you doing to contribute to SDGs? That's all that is needed. Yeah, that's all that is needed. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, the problem is we are caught up with these terminologies of SSE, but when you look at the documents of the UN, very simple. These are the entities that can contribute to SSE. Cooperatives, associations, mutual societies, foundations, and so forth and so on. So what do? Well, you go through it and then ask, document what are the SDGs that they are contributing to, and then make a report. Yeah. Now, because you are championing SSE, then you report that in Malaysia, this is the contribution of the SSE entities, including cooperatives, associations, foundations. Then, it will be recognized. Yeah, it will be recognized. So this is why in UN ESCAP, I was telling, the guidance from UN ESCAP, why did you not invite the cooperatives? You only invited, the social enterprise. There's only very few of them. Yeah. So that's why that forum will not report the contribution of cooperatives. Why? Because they were not invited. They were not recognized. So it's a matter of recognition. Yeah, it's a matter of recognition. So when we do that, and then it is reported, like what UN Task Force is doing, then everyone will be, the eyes will be opened. Oh, okay. So they are contributing to social solidarity economy, because you see, one of the things that is also not very difficult to understand is when you talk of enterprise, people only talk of enterprise, but they don't understand economy. They don't think about economy. Yeah. So this is the other point. That's why I told you, what is the relationship between enterprise and economy? Very much like trees and the forest. When you talk only of the trees, you forget the forest. You cannot see the forest. So this is the point, because in economics 101, you're only thinking about enterprise. Yeah? You're not talking about economy because you think the economy is there. Only one type of economy. Anyway, so that's the only thing, Dr. Eri. It's a matter of recognition. Yeah.
So I just want to acknowledge Dr. Eri is our current chairperson for the issues called the economy. Successfully have taken over from Dr. Eri.
Yes.
And she's taking the aspect with all of us to the next level. And it's also global. Okay, Defense Global. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I like the idea that you're saying, the forest economy and all that. It's a very good. I will always remember that. Economy. Say that economy now.
Yeah.
So that is the problem that we have. So how social, the capitalists accepted SEC, drawing back from the half empty and so half
full
glass, half full glass. So the capitalists accepted SEC. Whether it's a potential threat or it's a potential opportunity.
Very good question. First and foremost, we must recognize that there is no such thing as one type of economy. We all have mixed economy, including the communist countries. They have mixed economy. Yeah. The only thing is, again, recognition. Huh? We have not recognized the people's economy because, again, we have gone through college and we were taught only one type of economy. Do you understand that? You were only taught about capitalist economy. Yeah. And then when you talk about other economies, it is in a bad light, you know. We don't even talk about people's economy. Yeah. We don't recognize it. Yeah. It's only a matter of seeing that the people are doing their own job. Yeah. Not even, you know, supported by the government. Are the people's economy taxing you or, you know, asking you to pay tax to them? No. It's the government doing that, you know. But they are doing something, you know, on the ground. So it's a matter of recognizing. So you see, it is really a big, you know, a way of changing the mindset of people. Yeah? We have to change our mind and say that in Malaysia and the Philippines, it's not only capitalist economy. There's also people's economy, and we call it social solidarity economy. This is the point, you know. And if we have documentation to prove that, so much the better. Yeah, so much the better. So this is why the Asian Solidarity Economic Council focuses on this. You know, we've been documenting this, and I'm very thankful that SDG Academy has been established. Yeah. So big job, Joel. You know, big job. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's really, you know, a changing of the mindset. Yeah? Changing of the mindset. So yeah, another point before the, it's not even a way of trying to say that you are trying to ignore the capitalist economy. It's not that. Yeah? It is really winning over people, you know, in the capitalist economy to this side. Yeah, that's the point. You know? We're not trying to dissuade them because they're also people. You know? They have motivation. They want to make profit. Okay, you make profit. Yeah? So in a way, what we're trying to say is that SDG is an alternative way of doing things. In Singapore, they said it's a good way of doing things. No.
Thank you, Dr. Mike. Yeah, you have a question, right? He's our CSO at DG Alliance
Yeah.
co-chair.
I know. Now you're a lawyer, you know,
Thank you so
but
much.
you're chairman.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I have a question and kind of draws from the analogy of the forest and the trees, but also to go back, kind of draws from Dr. Aries, Dr. Aries, the question where Dr. Aries talked about how the SSEs, as you know, generally compatible. So I'd like to say, ask, what are your thoughts in terms of the other, the conventional startup sector? Yes, so these are the startups where the venture capitalists are, money men are, where they all eventually hope to grow into the kind of forest, which let's call it the monoculture forest, which only has primacy of shareholders. And not the seventh characteristic you mentioned, primacy of people of purpose. What are your thoughts about bringing SSE into the startup space to use James' word, a threat or a call to infiltrate that kind of say poverty in terms of awareness, because we have so many budding entrepreneurs in the startup space who actually wish to bring change and make things better.
Yes.
But then because of the poverty in that space, startup space, where they are educated, trained in their startup boot camps to scale, to operate. What are your thoughts?
Yes, thank you for the question. You know, I'd like to mention two cases. You know, the first case is RACE, the social enterprise a center in Singapore. Yeah. So what they did was, it was first a social enterprise association. The CEO is Alfie Othman, and they were, you know, promoting this, private sector. And he noted that there's so many family businesses, that are startup, yeah, and they needed support from the government, yeah, finance, and then access to resources, So what he did was to talk to the Singapore government, yeah, and told them that, hey, there's so many startups here. What we'd like to do is to help them. Since the government, cannot accommodate all of them because they're very small, we are willing, to help them. So they set up this association, RAISE, RAISE, yeah? And then they were able to convince the government to provide support to them. And when the Singapore government provided support to them, the impact investors also came in. In fact, one of the biggest impact investors is in their board. Yeah. So this is one example. Yeah. There must be entrepreneurial people who will set this up in order to help the startups. Yeah. Now, according to Alfie Othman, majority of the social enterprises who want to become member of RAISE are the startups. Of course, because they needed support. Yeah. The Philippines also, we have the Bayanihan Academy, Bayan Academy. Yeah. I'm a member of the Government Council, and this is also what we're trying to do. The first thing is to register, yeah, because there's so many, 92%, of enterprise in the Philippines are micro and small. Imagine, yeah, how can the government attend to all of them? Yeah, so we're setting this up, and the latest is I told the convener, hey, look, I talked to Alfie Othman. Yeah? He's willing to help us, raise our own funds, yeah, and attract the impact investors from Singapore. So in other words, we as private citizens, we're stepping into this space because it is needed by the startups. Now, what is the government doing? We just come up with law, yeah? Micro enterprise law like this, and then it's not implemented. So there's so many laws in the Philippines, yeah, but it's not implemented. Why? Because there is no one, no organization. They're supposed to be local governments, but they are not there. There are so many, that there must be a group of private citizens, initiating this and helping the startups. Yeah. So again, you need social entrepreneurs, for this. I don't know if, for example, some of you will step into that, yeah, because society needs people who are committed. It will take time, but in the Philippines, we're all volunteers. We're all volunteers for this social enterprise development roadmap.
Thank you. So we have 1 minute. Prof. Dato Yusof.
Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate your input and comment on Dr. Ban's presentation.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. It is very heavy rain here in my area.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's why I couldn't come to KL, because during this time, very heavy rain. Okay, I like the idea of training program, I think we really have to have a very structured and organized training for a year or two for not only say Malaysia but also other countries in Asia, particularly in Southeast Asia. Probably we can zoom first Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, anything like that.
Yes.
On this SDG for the beginners, middle and until advanced. Because I think from there people get excited and participate, and also people know more about what is this SDG or all about. Otherwise they just know in the UN document only, but in practice actually what we are doing so actually very much in line with SDG. So we just want to make them known. So probably we can discuss this. Some program we can help in Jakarta, some in in, let's say, Philippines or KL or other places, or some are Zoom, which makes a mode of presentation, whether physical or online, so that more people know about this. But I think to get things done more easily, I think we should work with the Ministry of Cooperative. Because, for example, in Malaysia, we have, I think, more than 70,000, cooperative
Yes.
in Malaysia. So I think if we can get the ministry to endorse our effort and be part of them, then easy, because they will come. If we ourselves organize, I think only some individual, not the whole organization. So I think this is my suggestion based on, I think, what Ben mentioned just now about to run the training program. So that's all from me. Ben, thank you. Sorry for not meeting you physically this time. Maybe next time. Okay.
Thank you, Dato.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Very good suggestion. That
All
means to
right.
say, Dato, you're going to be part, of
Yes,
the
yes.
team, huh?
It's one of our resources.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. One of our solution providers, Professor,
Yes.
is now a special officer to the Minister of Cooperative.
Oh,
Our solution provider. So we have already engaged with him. So
Good.
we will have a dialogue with the minister soon.
Very good, very good.
We
oh,
hope
good, good.
Yes, yes.
Good,
Very-
very good.
we will invite you, Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do. No problem.
Also must be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, Nisha. You can hear, all right. You're already.
Yeah. For the online, for the online.
It's going to be public, I'm sure that. My is that there is a lot of functions. I just asked the vendor just now, how many people are entrepreneurs? How is very very few, right? How many academics?
PhDs.
Only 30. There's a lot of us thinking between the various topics. What is the value of it? What's available? Because we make
Correct.
you
Yeah.
don't understand that not all advice. But I think the commercial perspective of business and the cost of social enterprise. Our values are the reason why we exist. The things that we are doing takes which one is very different. And that is why a lot of countries does not happen. That's not yet understood.
Yeah.
So the other point I want to make is that I started off with very good. And the reason being that when I first left the industry, I was worried where my kids were coming from. And so I went in that like knee-jerk reaction, which is a great learning process. And then I realized I did not even know enough about farming in France. So I became what you said, the trainer and the contracts. So I organized. I'm very good at it. I can't tell my trainer if I'm the expect can't move the entrepreneur. Because we cannot just take direct from, and survey. Very vast experience. In all the countries that we see, medium and so this is the challenge, and that's why a lot of enterprise like it's very nice. I would have had like Indonesia, but how many has the internet? And it's very sad. Because it's a talented, very solid, I would say understanding of enterprise. It's not only be a social enterprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice point. Yeah. Actually, the term entrepreneur, is very widely used, but actually it is misapplied. Because when you deal with micro enterprise, small enterprise, they're only making a living. Like I said, they just produce, They're not entrepreneurs. Yeah. They're not entrepreneurs. For that reason, it's very difficult, to just train them to become entrepreneurs. They won't. Yeah? They won't. Now, who will go and help them? If, for example, you are employed by the government to help them, it's not going to work because the solution is not entrepreneurial. Okay? There must be entrepreneur who will take risk. An entrepreneur takes risk. Like I said in my company, the guy, he's a Chinese, took risk, He was a very successful, businessman from the US, came back to the Philippines, and he said, oh, the future is organic farming. I will go there. He got a training from Oxfam. After the training, he went into organic farming. He lost. First 2 years, he lost, But then, he continued. And he developed, He's very entrepreneurial, this Chinese guy that my partner is. So you need entrepreneur like that. So in other words, when you deal with small, small enterprises, you're dealing with people who are not entrepreneurial. In fact, microfinance institutions are telling me only 1 out of 10 is really enterprising poor. The rest, they're just selling, yeah. So just making a living, yeah. So this is why when we deal with poor people, small micro enterprises, we have to realize that not all of them are entrepreneurs. And so training on entrepreneurship will not work. It will not work, You need an entrepreneur to help them. This is really, this is what I have also realized, because myself, I am different kind of entrepreneur, I'm not I'm not the kind of guy that is my partner. Yeah, he's really the entrepreneur, So you need them in order to impact the micro small enterprises.
Okay. Thank you. I think some of you questioned can't hear the question, but I think Pani has already given the summary of the question that I'm going to ask. The answer now. Right. So now I think we will maybe have another last one question, comment. Anyone from the other side online and also over here? Very difficult to get it. That's all.
After 2 years.
After 2 years.
2 years, right?
Yes.
Last.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the COVID, I could not come here.
So much of experience, like the pride, business, economies. So much actually we can learn from him. Anyone? Any comments?
I'll take a comment.
Okay. A little bit louder.
Doctor, I'm Hafiz. I think you
may recall me as Muhammad. I was on your course last year. Only
Okay.
2 sessions, you guys were talking private out, like, follow, what an SSE. So you were talking about, specifically in Malaysia, a lot of social enterprises, but not many existed. Nisha is my sister. So I've been under her social enterprise, so I know the journey. And we've been social entrepreneurs for a very long time. We've gone through the ministry's training program, Magic, Malaysia we call it Magic. To get accreditation as a social entrepreneur or a social enterprise forces you to become more commercial in a way. So you need to have your finance report, you need to have there's certain things that make you a social enterprise. So first of all, a lot of us who are doing economic work, environmental work, conservation work, prefer to be known as impact entrepreneurs instead of social entrepreneurs. And there's no accreditation somebody who's doing an impact enterprise. Another thing coming back to accreditation is that there's so many things that you have to meet, requirements that you have to meet in order to be accredited. And many times, a lot of social entrepreneurs who know who are really doing social are not meeting the requirements. There's two, which are, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 2 stages, right? We went through the first stage, and then we just did not want to go through the process and we didn't finish our own accreditation. And the social enterprise that Nisha opened is even longer than the existing. So that says something. Yeah, another point I can't remember, but that's the thing. Accreditation is not that easy. The other thing is registering as a social enterprise and surviving as a social enterprise is another thing not many social enterprises, right? A lot of people who know how to work the system opens up companies to help you get accreditation. They pay the system in order to get accreditation. So the actual work is not really social work. It's a lot of profit making. And unfortunately, we do know a lot of these people as well. So it's about integrity, whether you are really doing social work. That's mainstream social work, you know. And that's from what I followed your 2 sessions, and I had a very specific planning of bringing all the lower economics up together, right? By supporting each other. Social entrepreneurship is not that so much. You are doing it for a specific group or specific cause, which is social or environmental. In Malaysia, environmental causes, social causes.
Yes.
But SSE is a little bit different from my understanding, and my understanding is on what you call. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's just a comment. It's not really a question. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, actually, social enterprises, like any other business, many don't succeed. Yeah. Very few really succeed. Yeah. Because that's the spirit of entrepreneurship, actually. Even micro small enterprises. In fact, I was telling people, you know why micro small enterprise don't grow into a forest? Because of the attrition. They die, and then new ones come up again. Then they die, come up again. One of the factors is that many of those engaged, in buying and selling, for example, they just want to make money so that they can send their children to school. And then the children don't want to continue the business of their parents. So when they graduate, the parents also leave the business. Yeah? So the business does not continue. Yeah? A new couple comes in, they cannot get a job, they go into business just so they can have money to send their children to school. This is the life of micro, small enterprises. including farmers. Yeah? So what is the challenge, for us? That's why I'm telling my colleagues, if you really want to help the farmers, you be the entrepreneur yourself. If you cannot be the entrepreneur, then be somebody else, because you will fail. You'll fail. Or you find somebody who's really entrepreneurial and then you advise. Like in my case, I am a social entrepreneur, but in a different way. From 2003, when I left Malaysia to go back to the Philippines, I did not go into any employed job. Nothing, Uh, so in a way, I survived. So in other words, I did something good. But in business, I know I will have to put some time in it, but I don't have it. So what did I do? I find somebody who is already in business, and then I help, in organizing, because that's my forte, organization development. So we partnered, and thus we were able, to develop the company. Yeah. So, but he's the guy who takes the risk. Yeah. You need that kind of person. Yeah. That kind of person. So what happened is that from a very small business, now it's multi-million. During the COVID, it did not lay off anybody. One of the companies that did not lay off anybody. In fact, it increased the number of employees, because what happened was that some of these competitors, they left the farmers, because they could not anymore get the supplies from them. So our company came in and then brought in the farmers, So this is why the farmers came to our company, and we had to hire more people. But this is because of the entrepreneurial spirit or the skill of my partner. Yeah. So this is why, if you want to help people, small, micro, most of them, you must realize, most of them, they did not go to school. Because if you have gone to school and become a PhD like me, you'll never be an entrepreneur. Because if you look at the entrepreneurs, they were flunkers. They flunk in their class. And they had to, understand how to survive. Yeah. So if you did not flunk in class and you became, very successful in your career, you'll never be an entrepreneur. You can be an advisor. Yeah. So this is the point that because we are involved in social work, we must find, in society, who are the entrepreneurs. Yeah. And partner with them because they know. They know. Change their mindset. Change their mindset. Because we are human beings, We are motivated. Yeah. We are motivated. Even if right now you are so profit-oriented, there will come a point in time if you talk to me, if I talk to you, I can convince you. I can motivate you, to help other people. Yeah. So this is our job. This is our job. Yeah. That every time I go out in the Philippines, then I look, for people, entrepreneurs, I talk to them. Like this guy, I met him in a workshop. We were together in a work group, and I told him about this. Became so interested, I want social student economy, Ben. It's very good. I like that, he said. Yeah. It's a good way to expand my business. So this is the point, that we, as motivators, organizers, we have to partner with entrepreneurs. Look for them in the rural communities, partner with them, and give them ideas, how to do this. Yeah. Anyway, so this is not the only time that we can be together. Yeah. We'll have more time via Zoom, maybe,
Yes,
we continue the dialogue, because it's not the only time that we can share,
Because there's a lot of learning involved, a lot of experience sharing, and maybe Zola will look into that. More discussion and consultation. So I have 2 points over here from one is from Nicholas to help the small time farmers ready market to pick up their products and something the government or big enterprise can think about. From Nicholas from Rawak.
Mm.
And even Dr. Eri has defined, build the business important on entrepreneurship. Okay. And Sarala has said, what you share is practical reality. That's what you sharing. Sorry, the other one?
Dr. Eri.
Use the network.
Yeah, okay. I would like, there is a good questions. There is a good questions how to,
Particularly with the same values in the supply chain. The social capital of the network contribute to transaction cost. Yes, like SDG Academy, or ASEC. Yeah, in ASEC we don't really have resources, but we network. Yeah, we find ways to network, and in the Philippines we have businessmen who are partnering with us. I think Dr. Denison knows for example, Federation of Sustainable Development Cooperatives. Yeah, they have 1,000 outlets. Yeah, so many of our partners are in business. So when there are micro entrepreneurs that wanted to help, we recommend them, to this organization. I'm also a member of a cooperative, mostly women, home-based workers. I think I'm only one of the few male members, mostly women. Home-based. They are working, making production, and then when they talk to me, I have many ideas, so they want me to become member. So I applied. They accepted me as member. Yeah. No, now what happened was that because of the COVID, yeah, online marketing became widespread. So I advised the cooperative, hey, let's transform the cooperative from producers, to maybe marketing or multi-purpose. Yeah. So we can reach out more producers. Number one. Number two, let's appoint, in the vicinity, officers of organizations who have members. Yeah. So that they can be our marketing channels. Yeah. So I know what I can do. Yeah. But at the same time, I realize I cannot do what the entrepreneurs can do. Yeah. So this is very important for your work also, because you cannot do everything. We are into research. We're into social work. Yeah. When you go into communities, you must also determine who are the people you can rely if you want to develop the entrepreneurs or enterprises in that area. You need entrepreneurs. You have to identify them also. Yeah. So you have the 7 types. It might be from cooperative, association, social enterprise, foundation. Yeah. Identify, and then you can make use of them to help the micro small enterprises in the community.
Okay. How was it? A lot of learning and a lot of sharing. Thank you very much, Dr. Ben. I just want to just summarize few points that I've gathered from the presentation and the discussion that we had. So I think first thing, what is important, you have strongly highlighted recognizing social solidarity, moving from Malaysia, looking at the Asia Pacific region itself. So governments recognize social enterprise, because now mainly what government is now talking and emphasizing, even Malaysia now, even recognizing social enterprises and so forth, but now moving into recognizing even the social solidarity economy. And also SEC has been from implementation, localizing SEC. So that is something key that contributing SEC to the development of SDGs and so forth. And of course, the visibility is also really needed on enhancing SEC and potentials and so forth. And one thing that you have also strongly mentioned, cooperatives, contributing strongly to SDGs, also enhancing cooperatives, strengthening cooperatives, and what Prof. Dr. Yusuf Kasim also was mentioning on, involving Ministry of Cooperative into engaging cooperatives, because there are 70 or 1,000 cooperatives, so we can push concept of the idea of SDGs and also SSD and so forth. So hopefully, we could organize this as possible. And because, as I said earlier, one of our solution providers now is special minister, the special officer, minister of cooperative. So I think we have some inputs over there. Hopefully, by God grace, we will be able to do that. And thank you so much, Dr. Ben. Your contribution of ideas, advices, and comments, very, very meaningful learning experience for all of us. We hope that we can organize this more, because one thing, what Dr. Ben will be taking back for two new things. One is my SDG and the other one is Zoe. He's not going to forget. Two important things, Zoe and my So he wants to be involved more. I think Dr. Dennison have something to say, and you have add on more comments. Thank you so much. Let's give him a
Okay, I think the conversation has been enriching. It is helpful because Dr. Ben had a conceptual overview of economy and alternative economies, and also the policy dimension, and also very practical aspects, because in the Philippines and part of Asia, he has been very active in concrete projects. So for those of us in this organization, as well as the solution providers with us in person or online, we are seeking to link SDGs and SSE. So SDGs, we are quite clear, the 17 SDG goals. And then SSE, which is Social Solidarity Economy, which is about community-based economy. And we are using this method, or as Ben says, fast-tracking it, so that we can address inequality. Because on the ground, there could be a fishing community, there could be farmers who feel they are being discriminated somehow by bigger businesses, by other more powerful bodies. So we want to address inequality. Now, with GE15, we also want to see that it strengthens unity and social cohesion, because communities feel the rich are getting richer, they're also becoming politically powerful, and we are left out. So it can have a lot of political implication. So we are going down in that context to build social cohesion, sense of belonging together. And the last 2 days, Rama and myself met politicians from across the board. We were meeting DAP, PKR, UMNO, PAS, Bersatu, and I think there are very few people who will try and reach out to all politicians, irrespective of their political parties. And the MPs are responding to us, and the key objective in the last 2 days at Parliament was to convince 9 people to be on the new committee, and all 9 people agreed. So they are from GOP, they are from PKR, they are from GPS, they are from Warisan, they are from PAS. We've got GPS, 2 from PAS, 2 from Bersatu. They all agreed, and we have sent a letter to the Speaker of Parliament that we have 5 from government party and 4 from opposition who have agreed to form the parliamentary group. So I think this is important, and let's learn the lessons. This talk has been videotaped. I'm not sure whether you got all the points. It's okay. Jeremy will give you the recording, listen to it again. look at the PowerPoint, try and learn something new and the developments along with our micro projects. How are the micro projects building alternative economy on the ground? Is it different from the dominant one? How are we helping them? So in conclusion, I'd like to once again thank Ben, Olga, who's with us. They will be around. I think we can have some tea after that. We got some makan. My wife has also come. So the arrangement here will change a bit. There might be music by 6 o'clock. And then we can adjourn that side for a cup of coffee or dinner. I think Malar will help us on that side, right? For tea or coffee after this. Like to thank Zoel, like to thank Panir, like to thank James for the background and others of you as well. So Zoel, my SDG Academy has become very famous. So I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dato'.
Thanks, James.
Thank you, Dato', and also nice conversation. Thank you, James, and also thank you to Dr. Ben. It's really eye-opening. I remember a few years ago when I was in the ministry, I always want to help people who are kind and to be sustainable. And I think today I'm fine. So I'm happy to work like closely. I asked Dr. Ben supervise student. I think I received my Christmas present. So I also, I believe that you was on our team and also the experts online and our ground partners.
Yes.
So our continuous is active and looking forward for more. And we have a small appreciation gift to Dr. Ben. I invite Ms. Anthony and Dr. Denison for the then we take a group photo.
Yeah.
So, a Google, salamat.
Thank you. Wala po. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Thank you.